Mason Marsh here. Today let's take a look at the brand new Gura Gear Uinta. If you know me, you know I love camera bags. And one of my favorite camera bag companies is Gura Gear. They're based out in Utah and they make really tough and lightweight camera backpacks that I've really enjoyed using for the past few years. And they've got a new one out, and it's been an interesting bag. It's a change from their usual stylings, which is this type of bag. This is the Gura Gear Butterfly 32, which is my main camera bag. And I did a whole review on this bag last year, but I just want to quickly review why I love this bag and what has made this such a winning design for me and Gura Gear. One is it's got easy access. It's got wonderful pockets. There's only a few zippers on the outside of the bag, so weatherproofing is really good. But it's got this butterfly design, which allows you to open up the bag hemispherically. So you've got one side you can access while the other side stays nice and closed and secure. The way I use this is I keep my mostly used gear on A side, on this side of the bag. So I've got my Canon 5D Mark III and most of my lenses, my 70-200. All of my other lenses are lined up over here on this side. And this is the side that I'm in and out of the most, and a lot of times I'm either laying the bag on a table or a bench or a rock, or if it's a place where I don't want to lay my bag down, I'll hang it by this carabiner here from underneath my tripod. And what that does is allows me to use the bag as sort of a desk while I'm working. So if I'm parked at a tripod location, say I'm doing sunset photography and I found my spot, I get the pack off my back, put it on the tripod, and by allowing me to access it using these butterfly flaps, I don't have anything hanging down that might get in the water or might get dirt blown onto it or whatever. It really makes accessing my gear a snap, and that is key. If you're going to be out taking pictures in the outdoors and you don't want to get into your bag, then why did you bring it? So I want to be able to get in and get stuff and get out quickly and easily, and these butterfly openings certainly allow me to do that. On the other side, I've got lesser used gear, my flashes, my filters, other accessories, extra batteries, things like that live on this side. And the thing is, this is a 32-liter bag, and it is full. I've got all my gear in here. I've got all the outer pockets full of all of my little things that I like to carry with me. And for my workshops, this is my mothership. This is the bag that I love to have because it's got everything I might need in it. The downside of that is it's heavy. The bag itself is very lightweight. An empty Gura Gear bag is quite a bit lighter than a comparable sized camera bag from other manufacturers. It's one of the reasons why I chose it. But when you load it down with all your gear, it really does get heavy. And it's got a wonderful harness system that's zipped away back here, but it's got a great shoulder strap system. And I've carried this bag for many, many miles without any problems, but sometimes it gets a little tiring. And I kind of am tempted to take some of my gear out and throw it in a regular backpack. And I've done that. I have a holster and some other smaller bags, and I've done that in the past. I've thrown, let's say, a single camera and a couple of lenses, maybe a set of filters in a little pouch, throw it in a backpack, and then go overnight backpacking. The problem with that is when it comes time to take a picture, I've got to stop and get my pack off and dig around in there and pull out jackets and backpacking stoves or whatever's in the way and get my camera gear out. That's not the best way to get those great shots that come up at a moment's notice. So what Gura Gear has done is they've tried to cross the divide between a fully dedicated camera backpack like the Butterfly and onto something a little bit more kind of backcountry styled, if you will. And that's where they come up with this new bag called the Uinta. And it's a really cool bag. I've been playing with it for a couple weeks now, and I really like the design. I like what Gura Gear has done. And for those of you who've been doing a lot of outdoor photography, you're going to look at the design of this and go, wait a second, that's like an f-stop bag, and that's true. F-stop is a company that's been making wonderful backpacking styled camera backpacks for years, and their equipment's always accessed through the back sheet, which is the part that your back rests against when you're wearing the bag. And that's what Gura Gear does here with your Uinta as well, and I'll get to that in a second. But they've gone a step further, and they've also made their camera packs accessible from the front side. So if you have the pack laying on a rock or something on the ground, and you want to open it up from the front, you have the opportunity to do that. And that's something the f-stop packs don't give you the opportunity to do. That's a pretty cool innovation, I think. So just to go back, if you've got a butterfly bag, now this is the 32, like I said, the big one, my mothership. If you've got a butterfly bag and you're happy carrying that bag and it does the job for you, I don't think you need to go get a Uinta bag. But if you're like me and you'd like to maybe have an opportunity to carry some other things other than just camera gear, that's where I think the Uinta shines. Is it gives you the opportunity to mix camera gear and clothing and food and first aid kit, things like that. And honestly, with me with the butterfly, if I've wanted to do that in the past, I've had to pull equipment out. And so what I do is I'll go to the B side here and I'll take out my flashes, for instance. If there's no way I'm going to use flashes, I'll pull all my flash gear out, hide it away in the hotel room, stuff my jackets and extra socks or gloves or hats or whatever in the pouches, in the pockets in here, and then zip it up and go. And it's worked okay for that, but it's really limited on what you can do. And that space is camera space. So I'm not going to stick a wet jacket back in there, or any kind of food that might leak or anything like that. That shouldn't go around my camera gear. So I'm going to be really leery of using the inside of a butterfly bag for anything but camera gear. If there's any chance it's going to get my camera gear wet or worse, right? So I think that's where the Uinta shines. And I want to mention one more thing. The butterfly does come in different sizes, and I have a butterfly 18 here. This is their 18-liter pack, and I just wanted to give a quick rundown of this pack. I got this a while back, thinking that if I wanted to carry less gear, maybe what I needed was a smaller size pack. And what I found was the Butterfly 18 holds almost as much gear as the 32. It's really amazing how much you can pack into this. And the reason for that is they've gone away from the butterfly design to a clamshell opening. So the pack itself falls open and you can access the whole inside. Now, I should mention that the Butterfly 32 will do that by releasing a buckle. You can open it up clamshell style as well. I wasn't expecting that when I got the 18. I didn't realize that it wasn't going to be a butterfly style pack. And I really don't like this design. A lot of times, I'm out, maybe it's snowing or raining, usually raining here in Oregon, and having all of my gear open to the elements is not usually what I want to do. So that hasn't been a favorite feature of mine, but I do like the size of this bag. It is a nice small bag, and you don't load it down with too much gear. It's very comfortable to carry. It's got a wonderful suspension system on the back. This brings me to another thing. I was surprised to find that the Butterfly 18 suspension system does not hide away. There's no zippered compartment to tuck all the straps into, so it's always a backpack. And that's fine unless you want to travel. If you're carrying stuff on and off an airplane and you're tucking things in and out of overhead bins, it's not real handy to have these straps flapping around. So for me, that wasn't a big selling point for this bag for me. The other thing I don't like about it, to harp on it, is this laptop compartment. I don't understand why a smaller bag needs this big laptop compartment. I could put my 17-inch MacBook Pro in here. I haven't done it because, frankly, nowadays I carry my iPad mini as my computer for field work. I can use it almost just like I would use a laptop. I use it with Cam Ranger, so I'm using it right now actually as an external monitor for my video camera here. So I'm more prone to carry the iPad than the laptop, and I think that having a dedicated laptop sleeve, yeah, I could put a jacket or something in there, but it adds a lot of bulk to the bag. If you look at the side here, it's adding about an inch to the depth of this bag. And what that leads to is you've got a pretty structured pack, a pretty well padded pack. You add an inch to the back, you put this on your back, you feel kind of like an astronaut. This is a big box riding around on your back, and for some reason it feels more awkward and more, I notice it more when I'm wearing it than I do when I'm wearing the big 32-liter pack, and that's something I wasn't expecting. So if you really don't have a lot of gear and you'd like a smaller bag and you don't care about the zippered compartment for the straps and you want a place for a laptop or a big iPad or jackets, things like that, you know, you can't beat Gura Gear's quality, and it's a lightweight bag and it's really going to last you for years and years. I'd say go for the 18-liter or the medium-sized one. The 26-liter bag is also very nice. So that's the Gura Gear 18. I just wanted to mention it that Gura Gear has expanded their line over the years to include now 3 sizes of the Butterfly and now just 1 size so far of the Uinta. Now, here's the thing. This is, I think, the first of many of these packs. I think Gura Gear is going to start making more of these bags, probably different sizes, I'm guessing, because they have named the internal modules small and medium, which makes me think that they might be working on a large at some point. Otherwise, you just name them medium and large, right? That's what I'm thinking. I don't have any inside information, by the way, at Gura Gear. I find out about these packs the same day you do. All right, so first things first, let's dig into this bag. On the outside, you're going to notice it's got this, this is an accessory item for the bag. You have to purchase it separately. It's a flap, if you will, a papoose, I call it, that's designed to hold the tripod. And it's got 4 straps that connect it to the bag, and you slip 2 of the legs of the tripod behind the pack, behind this flap, and the other leg hangs on the outside and allows you to carry your tripod very securely on the center of the back of your pack. But it's also got another use, which I think is brilliant. It's a hydration bladder holder. So it doesn't come with a hydration bladder. You have to put your own in there, but it'll hold a 2-liter or so bladder in there, and then you run the hose up over the top of the bag and down over the shoulder strap, where there's a little loop that'll hold it in place so it doesn't flap around. That's really nice. If you're out hiking and if you're carrying around your camera gear all day, you're going to want to keep hydrated, and so having a nice place on the outside of your pack for that is really nice, because you don't want water in your pack. You don't want to keep your water bladder in there. Those things tend to leak. If you've got any experience with that, you know what I'm talking about. So this accessory item fits on the outside of the pack, does double duty. I think it's really nice, elegant solution. But it is optional. It's got these wonderful little clips that hold it onto the bag, and this is a great new item from Gura Gear. It's got like a carabiner style gate on these clips, and there are 4 loops on the outside of the bag that are dedicated to attaching this system. And so if you don't want the system, don't buy it. You don't think you're going to be carrying your tripod that way, you don't care about having a hydration bladder, then save yourself some money and don't get that part of the bag. So what we have here now is the outside of the pack itself, and Gura Gear is really good at making beautiful, simple, elegant packs. And I don't like lots of pockets. There's no need to have 1,000 pockets on the outside of your pack. They just get, they add weight to the bag. They you can be a little too organized. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. And so I prefer a simple outside of the bag. It looks a lot like a regular backcountry backpack. So if you're afraid of having a bag that screams, photographer, this is a great bag for that. Problem is, you're probably carrying a tripod, so you're kind of not fooling anybody. But anyway, you've got a nice pack that would look just like any other backcountry day pack or multi-day pack. On the front of it, you've got this horseshoe flap that opens up, and inside you can see it's pretty big. You've got a zippered mesh compartment on the inside of the lid, and then down below that is another zippered pouch that's not mesh. It's waterproof nylon, and that's a place to hold the rain cover. So Gura Gear gives you a fully seam sealed nylon rain cover, which is really nice because even though this bag is fairly weatherproof, here in the Northwest it really rains, and you're going to want to cover up the bag. You're going to be out in the soaking rain for hours and hours. And once the rain stops, it's nice to have a safe place to put that, so you can tuck it right down in there, and it's away from all your camera gear. Inside here is also an organizer for pens, flashlights. I carry a Leatherman LED flashlight and pen in those slots. There's some little pockets here for business cards, lens wipes, whatever you want to stick in here. And then they've put a little hooked leash in here for your memory card wallet, car keys, whatever. So that's the front pocket. And then behind the front pocket is the main compartment of the bag. And this is where we run into one of the few things about this bag I don't like, and that is this big padded laptop compartment. If you are somebody who likes to carry a laptop in the field, this is a great thing. It's inside the weatherproof padded portion of the bag. It's a good spot for it. It's huge. I could put my 17-inch MacBook Pro in there, no problem. The problem with it is it's a big padded pouch, and so if you're not carrying a laptop, I suppose you could put a jacket and things like that in here, but it's really I think it's not useful space. But that's just me being nitpicky. Inside the main body of the pack, you'll see I've got one of the modules. Now there are two modules that fit in this pack, and right now I've got both of them inside the pack. The medium module is the bigger of the two, and I've got it fitted up here at the top, and as you can see, it fills this top 2/3 or so of the bag, 3/4 of the bag. And it's a large module. It'll hold quite a bit of gear. In fact, it'll hold probably more gear than I need to carry for a sunset shoot or something like that. So I'm more than likely, I'll probably fill this up, but as you can see, it'll hold a 70 to 200, 2.8. It'll hold a camera body. I put my 5D Mark III in here. It'll hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other lenses, extenders, and extra room for batteries and all that good stuff. So, it's pretty big. Even though it's called medium, it's pretty large. And it's got this flap that zips. Now, it's got a weather-resistant zipper on it, but then you've got your urethane-coated zipper on the outside. And so, if you zip up both packs, I do think you could take a quick dunk with this. Gura Gear doesn't back me up on this probably, but I think you could fall in the river and not ruin your gear. One of the nice things about the design of this too, check this out. This flap has a foam pad in it that's removable, and all of the flaps on both sides of these modules have these removable foam, nice lightweight closed cell foam pads that allow you to take the pad out if you don't need it, and you can roll this up or tuck it down in here. And now, if you're in a drier climate, let's say you're down in the desert and you don't need to have all that extra weather sealing, you can just leave this unzipped, and now when you open up your bag, the gear is right there ready to go. I think that's a pretty cool design. And if you've got, your laptop sleeve here, even if you had a laptop in here, I think your camera gear would be pretty well protected. I don't know if you need that extra padding there for the most part. So, pretty cool design there. But you'll notice that you can't access the bottom module while you're you going off the front of the pack. Now, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But that is interesting that your front access is limited to the upper 2/3, 3/4 of the pack. And that's a function of the bottom and the way this is built. That makes sense. You can access it no problem from the back. Now, by just simply folding the shoulder pads around and moving the waist belt out of the way, you can see here that I've got two horseshoe-shaped zippers on the back. One reveals the large or medium-sized module up here, and there's a mesh pocket on the inside of that flap. And then the other zipper reveals the small module, which is down in the bottom of the pack. And it's also got a mesh pocket on the side. I want to talk a little bit about the back of this pack. The frame sheet is vented, and it's got mesh over a sculpted foam pad. So if you're in a hot climate, this is going to give you some nice ventilation between the pack and your back, and that's really nice on a hot day. It's also nice for us here in the wetter climates. You don't have a big wet back of your pack rubbing on your rain gear and causing it to leak, so you've got a little less places for water to hide back here. I like this. I think it would dry off pretty fast too. So I do like the design of the frame sheet. I like the way this opens. And what Gura Gear claims, and this is something that the f-stop bags are known for, is that you don't have to take the bag off to access the upper compartment. You simply just take the shoulder straps off, rotate the bag around on the hip belt, and unzip this compartment, and you can access your gear from the back just like that. That's pretty cool. If you're standing in a river and you need to get that other lens out, you've got a fairly safe place to work here. It's somewhat attached to you. I think that's a pretty cool design, and it's something that f-stop bags are known for, and it's worked for a lot of people. If you want to lay your bag down on the ground, you can obviously put it face down on the snow or the mud and access it through the back, and that's a lot better than putting your pack down harness side to the ground. You don't want the shoulder straps and the back getting all muddy, and then you're going to go put it back on your back. It doesn't work. So the fact that you can access the gear from the back or the front of this pack really is a big selling point, I think. So here's that medium module again, and again it's got a big padded flap here, and I could take the pad out of this one too. You know, there's really no reason, unless I really want my stuff to be really well packaged, there's no reason for me to have that padding in both, and I can just use the empty flap to seal up my bag or tuck it away, you know, give me access to the gear. So again, this part of the pack I can access from front or back. Pretty cool. Now the bottom part, right now I've got both modules in here, so I can load this bag up with a lot of gear. I'm probably not prone to do that, because if I'm going to carry that much gear, I'll just carry it in the butterfly bag. But if you don't have a butterfly bag and you want to carry lots of gear, you can get the small module, load it up, and stuff it in the bottom part of this pack. And here's the module. This is the small module. And see here, it would hold a big body and 4 lenses, or you could put a 70-200 in here and a body and maybe one other lens. 2 other lenses if you really pack it in there tight. Again, just like the other module, you can access it from both sides, which I think is pretty cool. Really well made, nicely sealed, nice padding, all of this. But check this out. I've got the small module removed out of the bottom. As you can see, it leaves you quite a bit of space. You can put extra clothing, first aid kits, food, a backpacking stove. Put quite a bit of stuff in there, and that's really the strength of this pack. It's going to allow me to carry quite a bit of camera gear in the upper module, but still leave plenty of room in a separate protected space for the things that I wouldn't want to stuff into a camera bag. And I think that that's the glory of this design, and I'm really looking forward to using it. Now, if you really want to go lightweight with camera gear, let's say you only want to take one camera and one lens, you can remove the medium module from the top and put the small module up here. And all it takes is you just undo a few of those Velcro tabs and pull that medium module out. And you could Velcro the small one right in there, and that really is going to leave you with a lot of space. So let me just do this real quick. Throw these Velcro tabs on the sides of the modules, lock into, you just loop through some D-rings that are in the sewn into the inside of the pack. And that's going to keep the module from sliding down on top of all the other gear. So if you've got the bottom of your pack filled with compressible items like clothing, food, you don't want your camera gear to kind of settle down on those things and smash them all down. So this suspends this module up into the top of the pack. And now you can see the small module is up here, and it's got enough room easily for a body and a couple of medium primes or medium zoom lenses. I would easily be able to fit the 5D Mark III, the 24-105, and my 24mm tilt and shift in here, along with some filters, and be all set. And that would give me enough room to fill, about half the pack size, so a good 15 liters at least of clothing. And if I were an ultralight backpacker, and it was nice and mild out, I didn't have to bring a big heavy sleeping bag. I could bring a very small sleeping bag, small tarp or shelter, a little bit of food, and a small backpacking stove. And I could do overnight trips with this bag pretty comfortably. And I really like that it's got the option to go pretty small with the camera gear, or full size. I could pack this thing down with camera gear, so I can go either way. And again, just like with the medium module, if I want to access that small module from the front, I can do that. In fact, I can access the small module from the front and get down to the rest of the gear in the bottom of the bag, all from the front or from the back. It's great. So there you have it. That's the Uinta bag. It's got a lot of great options as far as adaptability. I can compress the bag down with the compression straps on the top and the bottom here on the sides. I've got those mesh pockets on the sides for stowing water bottles, tripods, filters, that sort of thing. I've got that front pocket for organization, for putting the rain cover and all of that other good stuff in that front pocket. You can access the camera modules, either the medium, which is the big one, or the small from front or back. A couple other things about the harness here I wanted to mention. When you get a camera bag, a camera backpack from a lot of camera bag manufacturers, they don't know how to make suspension systems. F-Stop is an example of a company that does know how to make suspension systems, but if you went out and bought, I won't mention the brands, I own a lot of them. If you want to buy another brand, the straps on the back are going to be not well thought out. But Gura Gear knows their stuff. They live in a mountainous area. They do a lot of backpacking, and they understand that you want straps that are padded, but not overly padded, that are sculpted. You can see these have got an S-curve shape to them, and that allows the bag strap to come around your neck and down over your shoulder comfortably. And the foam in the straps is perforated, so it's going to ventilate nicely on a hot day. It's nice not to have those straps overheating your shoulders. And it's got really nice, very adjustable sternum strap. And then down here on the bottom, this might be one of the bigger innovations of this bag. It's also a perforated, ventilated mesh waist belt, so it's nicely padded, but it also breathes really well. But on the outside, they've sewn looks like a 2-inch webbing in a daisy chain. So you've got 4 attachment points on each side of the hip belt for camera holsters, or gun holster, I guess, if you wanted to, pouches, water bottle holders, all kinds of things. So you could really expand the capacity of this pack by using these daisy chain attachment points. And these would accept the Kinesis or Think Tank holsters really nicely. And those are 2 bags that I have. So look forward to using that for that. So I could carry you know, the 5D Mark III with a wide angle lens in the zoom pouch, and then have my other lenses up in the module that I could use later. Or I could carry my Fuji X100S in a small pouch down here, and a water bottle. My iPhone, anything. You know, it's going to be adaptable to lots of different situations. Now, if you really want to expand this pack and its ability to carry a lot of gear, you can see across the bottom they've sewn 1-inch webbing with this daisy chain type of setup. It's almost a military style MOLLE attachment point. So you could attach sleeping bag, tent, another bag, another duffel bag or something on the bottom of this. You could even strap your tripod crossways if you really wanted to and have it at the bottom of your pack. Or if you have a very compact tripod, that could strap on down there. You're all set there. I think that this pack's got a lot of potential, and I certainly see myself using it a lot as a secondary pack to the Battlefly 32. So in review, use this pack as the mothership. If I'm going out for a sunset shoot or sunrise shoot or something that's going to involve a longer walk, and I want to take a first aid kit and some extra clothing and some food, I'll load the gear out of here into either the medium or the small module that I need. And then the rest of the pack is available to pack all those other outdoor goodies in. And I know it's going to be comfortable, it's going to be weatherproof, and it's going to serve me well. It's going to hold up to the abuses of outdoor travel. So really happy with the pack, looking forward to using it, and looking forward to many years of use, just like I have received great use out of the Butterfly bag. So this is the Gura Gear Uinta pack. Compared it to the Butterfly 32 and the Butterfly 18. I think it fits nicely in their line of packs. If you have any specific questions about this pack, I'd be happy to answer them. If you just leave a question in the comments, I'll try my best to get to it. Also, if you'd like to purchase one of these bags from Gura Gear, highly recommend it. I stand behind them 100%. It would do me a big favor if you would access their website through my website. That way I get a little bit of help from them financially if you buy a bag. So down in the description of this video, you'll see a link to my website, which is masonmarsh.com, and there's a gear page there. And on that gear page is a Gura Gear ad. You click on that ad, it goes to their site, and you order their products. They'll ship them to you. They do back up everything they sell with a wonderful guarantee, and they have excellent customer service. If you are a workshop participant of mine, if you've been on one of my workshops and you'd like a discount on some of this Gura Gear stuff, drop me an email and I'll send you that discount code, and you can get I think it's 5% off now on the Gura Gear bag. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to my videos, please do so, and try to be producing these videos pretty frequently now that we're into the new year. And thank you so much for watching. I know it was a long video, but there's a lot of stuff to cover with these bags. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much.